Hello, so now to talk about Netflix version of Death Note and where to begin. Well, I made a list, but it got a little too ambitious, so let's just take this off the top of my head. First off, let me get the positives out of the way, and there are a couple, although they do get weighed down by negatives. Willem Dafoe as Ryuk. Phenomenal choice. The actor even looks like the character. You couldn't do better. Lakeith Stanfield as L. Great. Again, phenomenal choice. Both actors, when they were on screen, I was entertained with their performances. Yeah, I said it. I still don't like this movie, but I can give it some credit. And as L, he does everything you expect to see L do, and he does things you would never see L do. But he gets the physical mannerisms down and a bunch of other stuff. He was a good version of L, aside from, well, one or two major hiccups. The cinematography, it was shot really well, and if I'm being honest, I don't fault the director for this movie. Even the best chef in the world cannot make great food if he's given dog food to cook with. And I really feel like the director was trying. He was probably the only one behind the scenes that even wanted to do a good job. But with that being said, the movie is complete and utter trash. Ryuk chooses to give L the notebook, and rather than being the observer we all know him as, he's more of a manipulative puppet master, pulling the strings. Ugh. Light. Okay, the real Death Note. The story of a psychotic genius who uses the Death Note to rid the world of evil and becomes the most evil person in the world. Netflix version of Death Note. A lonely teenager who uses the Death Note to get a girlfriend. Yeah, and to boot, Mia, not Misa in this version, it's like they switched Misa's bubbly naivete, and I'm going to refer to Mia as Misa just for the sake of why not. But it's like they gave Mia's bubbly naivete to Light in a lot of ways, and they gave Light's psychotic nature to Misa. Because Misa's the one more psychotic. She's even real quick to try to write Light's father's name in the Death Note, and Light stops her. No, you don't do that. In the... never mind. Yeah, they messed that up. L, for the most part, they got right. Except when he pulls out that comical-looking gun after Watari is killed, which as justifiable as that scene is, and it's totally out of character for L, I can kind of understand it from his head point. I mean, even the most level-headed, comical, collective person would go off the rails if their best friend and mentor was just killed. There is even some pointless changes, like Light's mother is dead. She was killed by a mobster. To what end? What does it serve the story? It just gives Light a second victim, because the first person whose name he writes in the Death Note is a bully at school. And another thing, even though he Clearly, when he's reading the rules of the Death Note, you see it mentioned if cause of death is not specified. Within 40 seconds of the name being written, they will die of a heart attack. Right? Ryuk tells him, no, you have to put in a cause of death. And in the case of the death of one of the characters, he doesn't put a cause of death, and Ryuk's like, how come you didn't put nothing? He goes, dealer's choice. And a SWAT team shoots the guy. No, he should have gone of a heart attack. Which is another problem I have with this. They tried to make it into Final Destination, which has some contrived death scenes, to say the least. Like this scene from Death Note, and it sounds like something you would see in Final Destination. I haven't seen one since high school, but never really cared for them. But the first victim carrying a bag, the woman's carrying a bag, the stuff falls out. Someone playing basketball runs into the road to get his ball. A car swerves to miss him, which causes a utility truck to swerve to miss that car, and a ladder come flying out and decapitating the bully. Yeah, that's not Death Note. And all of the characters, even though I liked Lakeith Stanfield... Sorry about that, something fell. Even though I liked Lakeith Stanfield, how he did with what he was given, even his version of L feels like a massive downgrade to the real L. L consistently proved he was smarter than everyone. This L just tells you he's smarter than everyone. Ugh, yeah, it's... Again, I'm not faulting the actor. I'm faulting the writing. Because, again, when him or Willem Dafoe as Ryuk were on screen, I was actually entertained. Not enough to ever rewatch the movies, but I will defend their performances. And like I said, Ryuk, he's a puppet master. He's more manipulative. Misa is just a psychotic lunatic. And Light is a naive idiot playing with something he doesn't understand, and the real Light would laugh at him, slap him in the face, take his Death Note and write his name in it just for being so stupid. I mean, the closest we see to him doing anything really smart is at the end, where he makes a contrived plan to get the Death Note back to him while killing 2 criminals. And it's still child's play compared to what the real Light would do, but hey, it's something. Ugh. Yeah, this movie was just a complete and total failure in so many ways. They butchered iconic characters. Even Light's father is more of a hot-headed moron. It's not the same... I mean, okay, don't get me wrong. Adaptations can work. These are some of the greatest anime-based adaptations ever made. And I hear the Japanese version of the Death Note movies is pretty good too, but the Netflix version, they butchered it. But that's Death Note. That being said, what review rating am I gonna give it? You'd be surprised to say... Here, I'm not going to give it an F, because... Actually, you know what? Take that back. Even though I liked Willem Dafoe and Lakeith Stanfield, I think the film was shot decent enough. It did look good on screen, and I know the director at least tried. I'm still going to give it an F, because just all the ingredients, almost nothing worked. And even when things did work, it was just hampered by poor writing, so Netflix version of Death Note is an absolute F. Don't believe me, of course. Check it out by yourself if you haven't. And by the way, if you're one of the people that did send the director death threats, you got a major problem and you should be ashamed of yourself. But that's my thoughts on Death Note. What do you think? Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Over and out.